Good afternoon, class. This is our presentation on cloud computing. Beginning with our thesis statement, cloud computing is expanding exponentially during these times. It is used in one's everyday life, both for personal or business use, to allow faster innovation and flexible resources. To learn about more of cloud computing, the definition, cloud computing is the on-demand availability of computer system resources without direct, active management by the user. The term is generally used to describe data centers available to many users over the internet, meaning there is no need for huge data center of servers stored in a room using lots of power. Cloud computing is believed to have been invented by Joseph Carl Robnet Licklider in the 1960s with his work on the ARPANET to connect people and data from anywhere at any time. In 1983, CompuServe offered its consumer users a small amount of disk space that could be used to store any files they chose to upload. Let's go on and read about why it is called cloud computing. The origin of the term cloud computing is obscure, but it appears to derive from the practice of using drawings of stylized clouds to denote networks and diagram of computing and communication systems. The word cloud is used as a metaphor for the internet, based on the standardized use of a cloud-like shape to denote a network on telephony schematics and later to depict the internet in computer network diagrams as an abstraction of the underlying infrastructure it represents. Thanks to cloud computing services, users can check their email on any computer and even store files using services such as Dropbox. Android users use Google Drive, and Apple users use iCloud. Another example, Adobe customers can access applications in its Creative Cloud through an internet-based subscription. As of right now, cloud computing is the most used method in large businesses for keeping track of things such as online subscriptions, stored data information, computing power, data backup, disaster recovery, email, virtual desktops, software development, testing, and customer-facing web applications. Types of businesses using cloud computing are being used at hospitals, due to medical facilities using cloud computing to make more personalized treatments for patients. At financial services, they use the power from cloud computing to determine real-time fraud detection and prevention. Video game makers also use cloud computing to deliver online games to millions of players around the world. Cloud computing has two types of models, both deployment model and service model. Looking onto deployment model, there are three different types of models. There's public, private, and hybrid. First, look at public. The public cloud resources are owned and operated by a third-party cloud service provider and delivered over the internet. Public cloud, all hardware, software, and other supporting infrastructures are owned and managed by the cloud provider. Now looking on private. A private cloud consists of cloud computing resources used exclusively by one business or group. In a private cloud, the services are always maintained on a private network and the hardware and software are dedicated solely to your organization. Hybrid is a combination of both. The option of cloud computing gives businesses the ability to seamlessly scale up their own premises infrastructure to public cloud to handle any overflow. Your organization can maintain a private infrastructure to insensitive assets or workloads that they require low latency. Now looking into service model, there are three types: IaaS, PaaS, and SaaS. IaaS, also known as infrastructure as a service, it is where users get access to basic computing infrastructures. You only have to manage the data, runtime, middleware, application, and the operating system, while the rest is handled by the cloud provider. PaaS, also known as platform as a service, provides cloud platforms and runtime environments for developing, testing, and managing applications. This model helps users to deploy applications without the need to manage or maintain the related architecture. SaaS, also known as software as a service, cloud services for hosting and managing your software applications. This cloud provider handles all components of the situation, meaning hardly any IT equipment. Now let's list pros and cons of between server and cloud computing. Server scalability. You would have lesser options when it comes to expanding, more money invested, and loss of maintenance needed. Once you've scaled up, it is difficult to scale down. This then leads to heavy losses. Although cloud computing scalability, pay for what you use and have no problem scaling up or down due to the demand. Let's list the pros and cons list between server and cloud computing. Server storage uses lots of power and space, and not to mention lots of maintenance. Though cloud computing storage saves both money and space, as one would need to pay for what they use by different service providers. Let's look at security. Server data security offers less data security. Both physical and traditional security measures will be needed to protect a physical server. Constant monitoring is needed for both methods. Though cloud computing data security offers much better security and don't have to worry about constant monitoring on security protocols. Looking into data loss. Server data loss. Chances for recovery disasters are very small, less likely to happen, though cloud computing data loss have robust data recovery methods in place to ensure fast and easier data recovery. Maintenance overall. Server maintenance requires additional people to pay to hardware and software maintenance, though cloud computing maintenance are being maintained by the cloud service providers, which save you more money. Now looking into the most popular cloud computing services: Amazon Web Services, Azure, and Google Cloud Platform.